Adding a fence to your home can serve several purposes. It can show where your property lines are, add privacy, and even give your home aesthetic appeal. But for this homeowner, the fence is going to go up to keep unwanted things out of the yard and to give little Tara here a safe place to run around. So, on this episode of Around the House, I'll show you how to install a pre-assembled fence from start to finish. The first and most important thing you need to do is call the Diggers Hotline and check your local codes. The Diggers Hotline will come out and mark where any buried utility lines are so that you can safely move on with your project. When you know where it's safe to dig, you can mark and measure where you want your fence to be. We'll use stakes at each corner and string a line between them so that we can be sure everything is aligned correctly. The perimeter of the yard this homeowner wants fenced is about 52 feet. They've chosen to use 4-foot by 8-foot pre-assembled fence panels, so this means we'll need roughly 7 panels to complete the job. You can also use the Menards Design It Center where all the work is done for you. Just enter the dimensions of your project and it'll print you off a materials list. Before we install the fence, we need to secure fence posts into the ground. These will be needed on all corners, either side of the gate, and where any panels join. So we'll start at the corner and measure 8 feet out and place a stake. This will be our point of reference for where we need to dig our first hole. Keep in mind that the fence posts need to be installed 8 feet on center. That means from the center of one post to the center of the next post measures 8 feet. Now this is where the manual labor comes in, and I brought some backup to help me out. This is Dave from Artisam Incorporated, makers of the earthquake auger, which we're going to be using today and you can find at your local Menards. Hi Dave, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So we need to start digging the holes to set our fence posts. We have an 8-foot post that's 4 by 4 inches. So how deep do we need to make our holes?
We'll go minimum 2 feet, maximum 4 feet.
Okay, does that depend?
On the height of the...
So the taller the fence, then we're going to have deeper holes.
For support, yes.
Okay, so then what other tools are we going to need to make this project work?
Wouldn't hurt to have a manual, a post hole digger, and a spade.
Okay, are you ready to get started?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's go do it. So we have all the holes dug out and we've plumbed the posts in the holes using 2 by 4 braces. What we need to do now is set those posts in the holes using Akona Instant Post Cement, which is another great product you can find at your local Menards. And we have Brian here from Akona Manufacturing who's going to tell us how it works. Hi Brian, how are you?
Good, Trina. How you doing?
Good. So how does this stuff work?
Really simple. First, what you do is you have to know the size of the hole we have. And in this particular project, we have a 36-inch deep hole, 6 inches wide. So on the back of the bag, you can see where it'll tell you size of the hole and how much product you need.
So for this, we'll just use one bag?
For this, we'll just use one bag. Okay. So it's pretty simple. So all we'll do is we'll take 3/4 the required amount of water, dump that in the hole first, then we'll take the product and we'll dump that in a circular motion around the hole, and then finally add the last part of water on top.
Okay, so there's absolutely no mixing beforehand. You just put the product in the hole?
That's it, no mixing. The only thing you'd like you to do is tamp it with either a stick or a piece of rebar just to make sure you have all the cement product covered in water. Okay,
well that sounds really easy. How long before the post cement actually sets up that I can put the fence panels on?
Well, it's pretty easy. This is an instant product, so it sets really fast. So we have a 10 to 20 minute window. So the product on a warm day will set in 10 minutes, and on a cooler day, maybe 20 minutes. But in 10 to 20 minutes, you'll be ready to go, and you can take your bracing down and put the fences up.
Dave and Brian gave us some great information on products to use to dig out our holes and set our posts. But now the cement is dry, we've removed the braces, and it's time to attach our fence panels. All we have to do is line them up along the posts, pre-drill our holes, then attach the panels to the posts using deck screws. Make cuts to any panels as necessary with a circular saw, and make sure that you're checking to keep all the panels level with one another as you move along. After all the panels are attached, cut off the tops of the posts that stick above the fence panels using a reciprocating saw. Finishing up your fence can be as easy as keeping its natural look or adding a coat of stain or paint to the surface. The fence that we installed is treated, so if that's what you install and you want to add a coat of paint, just make sure you let it dry out first. Well, that's it for this project. We'll see you again next time for another episode of Around the House.